Okay, guys, we are here in the 8th episode of our BJJ Fanatics podcast, and today we have a very special guest here with us, Kazushi Sakuraba. We also have his translator, because he doesn't speak English. We have Craig Jones, and we have Michael Zenga. So, guys, huge honor for us. I think everybody who follows MMA knows who he is, and it's a living legend in the sport, and we have the opportunity here to talk with him today, so we're going to ask him a lot of questions, and I think it's going to be very interesting. So, you want to start, Michael?
Yeah, well, I think, Sakuraba, I want to talk about your beginnings. They're a bit of a mystery. Like, you showed up and you're a pro wrestler, and but you were killing everybody. Like, can we talk a little bit about how you learned to be so tough, some of your formal training?
海外から人からしてみればいきなり現れた、桜庭がもうすごい人が現れたみたいな感じで、だったんですけど、もう自分の始まりというか、なんでそこまではタフになれたんですか？
タフ。格闘技っていうかプロレスとか好きだったので、だと思います。
それが始まりですよね。So like his roots are, I mean, he grew up doing wrestling in high school and college, but he always was interested in doing professional wrestling. And professional wrestling itself is really actually lots of hard work. And so that's where his base began, is becoming badass motherfucker.
So the professional wrestling training in Japan, we're seeing, is really a tough training.
Oh yeah, it's no joke.
And so how far did he go in amateur wrestling and freestyle? So I mean, if you're wrestling in college, is that something that he was very competitive with? Was he like up there to be the national champion in Japan, or was he just middle of the road?
大学のこうレスリングのキャリアとしてはなんかこう結構いい線いってましたとかなんかあるんですか？
いや、特にないですよ。
割と普通。Yeah, he didn't really shine as a college wrestler. It wasn't until he started getting in the ring as a pro wrestler.
So the pro wrestling, this is new to us, hearing that actually what turned the corner for me is, we've never had anyone say that. What turned the corner for me is becoming a pro wrestler. And what you're saying is that for Kazushi that it did. What is the training like in pro wrestling that made such an improvement?
もうプロレスラーのそのすごい修行が厳しいことは、あんまり知識ないので、ぜひそのどんぐらいハードな修行だったんですかってちょっとだけ教えてもらえますか？
厳しいっていうのはあれですね。人がいっぱいこう入って、若手がいっぱい入って、例えば10人でも20人でも入って、いろいろやっぱり若手は雑用とかしなきゃいけないんですよ。そういうのがやっぱ入ってくるのが1人とか2人なんで、そういう意味では練習してプラス先輩のなんか雑用だったりとか道場の雑用だったりとかそういうのをしなきゃいけないので1人とか2人でそれがきつかったです。
So depending on how many new guys come in at the same time, they have to take care of so many things. When you're the new kid in the pro wrestling gym, you have to take care of your seniors, all the other wrestlers who are there before you. You have to, go get their food and wash their clothes, all those kind of things. You have to take care of the gym, and you also have to train on top of that. So, but when he joined, it was only him and like one other guy. So the two of them had to do everything.
Wow.
And so, that in itself was pretty tough from the beginning.
Yeah, but I bet this was one of the reasons that made him to become so tough. And, right?
やっぱそういうようなこう修行とかそういうのがやっぱあってからこそ強いハートが出来上がって、それで結構いろんな痛みとかいろんなその我慢ができるようになったんじゃないですかね。
まあ多分そういうのがあると思いますね。
で特にプロレスラーは他の格闘技家よりここは強いぞっていう。自分にじゃあプロレスに魅力を感じたところ、子供の頃からこういうところかっこいいなと。
僕タイガーマスクが好きだったんですよ。だから タイガーマスクは、まあ、こう飛んだり跳ねたりとか結構こう見せるプロレスだったんですけど、でも負けなかったんですよ。負けない強さにタイガーマスクのその負けない強さに憧れたんです。
So I was asking him, like, what is it that about pro wrestling that drew him to it? And he was talking about there was a particular comic book and animated series about a pro wrestler called Tiger Mask. And for our generation, that was like one of the big, it was a primetime show, and pro wrestling was a primetime thing. And so he said that particular character never lost. And so that was something that for him held a lot of weight to like be somebody who's undefeated. And so that character who he was very dynamic. He did the kind of wrestling where it's a good show. You put on a show for the fans, and so they can enjoy it. And I think that's been like the cornerstone of his philosophy of martial arts the whole time. Is because he's a fighter, but he's also an entertainer.
So I remember Tiger Mask when I was a kid, because I was a pro wrestling fan too. One thing I was going to say is that I'm sitting here with one of the greatest jiu-jitsu guys of all time, Bernardo. I'm here with one of the greatest living jiu-jitsu guys, Craig Jones. And these are two guys who are excellent with technique. I mean, as good as anyone that's out there. And Sakuraba, with his pro wrestling techniques, was making these guys' heads turn. Like, wow, I've never seen that before. How is it that he got so technical? I mean, this is such a non-traditional background coming from pro wrestling. And he's not just a tough guy. I mean, he is a tough guy, but he's doing amazingly technical techniques. And did he learn all this training in his pro wrestling, and all the fighting that he learned in pro wrestling was really applicable to grappling? Is that true?
彼言ってたのはもう世界のトップのワールドチャンピオンのルナタ・ベルナルドと今もうトップに立つクレイグ・ジョーンズがここに出て、2人ともすごい呪術一本で最初から入って、でいろんなテクニックをしてるけど、今日見せられたそのプロレスなり合気道なりいろんなところから持ってきたテクニックがこううまくそのグラップリングテクニックと一緒に使ったことでのすごいびっくりしたこと、驚いたことがいっぱいあって、もうそのテクニックっていうかテクニカルの部分はどこら辺からそんなにねこうやっぱりテクニカルファイターになったと思うんですが、やっぱりそのプロレスから来たからこそパワーっていうよりはテクニカルの道にいたんでしょうかね。
もともと僕は別にそんな力が強いわけでもなくて、なんで、とりあえずあとその MMA っていうのは何でもやってもいいっていうルールじゃないですか。なんでその力あまり使わないでいろんなものをこうミックスしてやった方が強くなれるかなと思っていろんなものを教わったり、例えばブラジルに練習行ったりとか、それはもう全部そうですし、なんてことやなんか。
Okay, so he's starting off by saying that like when he first approached the idea of doing MMA, at the time when it was first coming out, basically the idea was everything's okay. You can do, there's like almost like no rules. And so he said he's not a power guy. He doesn't have the same level of muscle and power as other fighters. So he had to think of what he can do to offset that. And so he decided to take a look at a lot of different techniques from different areas, including his background from wrestling, but he also went to Brazil and did some training there. So he's always had his eyes open. And he didn't say this right now, but he's mentioned this to me before, is that he personally really enjoys the chess game of figuring out after this move, which moves can I make, and thinking ahead 3 moves, 4 moves. And so for him, that's fine-tuning those very, very technical points is, it's the most fun thing for him to do.
I got curious here. When he was in Brazil, where was he training?
ブラジルでどこでトレーニングしたんですか？
僕シュートボックス、クリスマス。
シュートボクシング。
Shoot box in Curitiba. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool.
で何を食べたんですか？
ビールと赤ワインと白ワイン。
ブラジルで。ああいう卵じゃないですか。
それオーボフリット。オーボフリット。
What was that?
オーボフリット。
He had every day in Brazil, he was eating the eggs because that was the only thing he knew how to order.
Oh.
That's
Yeah, sunny side up, sunny side up, basically.
Sakuraba, I would love to know, back when you were competing in Pride, what the average week looked like for training. How much training did you do? Did you train every day?
プライドで戦った時の1週間のトレーニングスケジュールはどんな感じだったんでしょうか？
月火水やって木休み金やって日がこういう教え道場のクラスがあったんで教える時になんか練習足りなそうだったら練習してって感じで1日の練習はお昼に動きの練習やって、ちょっと一休みして夕方にウエイトトレーニングって感じです。
So he trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, took Thursday off, then fought again, practiced again on Friday. And then he taught classes on Sunday. If he felt that he wasn't getting enough movement, then he would add more practice. One day would go like in the morning, he would do movement, and then in the evening, he would do weight training.
And you mean movement, like would Sakuraba be practicing techniques or would he be sparring hard?
その朝のね動きやるときはそれはもう組手的な相手と一緒にこうトレーニングする感じですか？それとも
そうですね、打撃もあるんで、まあいろいろ、一緒にスパリングするのとかは結構長くやってましたね。
Well, because there's also strikes, so he had to do a number of different things. Of course, striking practice, but also like working with a partner.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome. And nowadays, how much you train?
じゃあ現在はトレーニングスケジュールはどんな感じ？
週に3か4、多くて4ぐらい練習ですけど、やっぱ少し短くはなってます。
3 to 4 times a week, but a little bit, less time per day.
How long is a session these days?
今は何時間ぐらいとかやったりする？
今1回2時間ぐらいで、ウエイトトレーニングっていうのはほぼもうやんない。もうその時にウォーク練習終わったら、懸垂とか、ボックスジャンプってあるんですけど、そういうのとか、自分の体重使ったトレーニング。
So he said that he does like a 2-hour session, but he doesn't really do the weight training as much, but he does do a lot of movement training where he uses the weight of his own body.
But does he do sparring or does he do drilling?
これはもう組手的なこう相手と一緒にやる、それとももうテクニックを練習するという感じ？
いやもうスパリングももちろん考えながらやる。
So mostly sparring and just thinking as he goes as to what he's going to do with his partner.
So basically no gi grappling sparring.
Yes. No gi.
And my question is, what's the secret to being able to compete for such a long period of time? I feel like I get injured all the time. Have you survived this long?
自分のこうもうまだキャリアがそんなに長くないんだけども何度もねこう怪我をしてその長くキャリアを持つための秘訣は何でしょうか？
でも時々の怪我が必要だと思いますよ。
You need to be injured once in a while.
休めるんで。
It forces you to take a break.
例えば怪我したら 2,3 週間は休まなきゃいけないってなったら逆に今度気持ちの方で練習しなきゃなって思っちゃうんですよ。で思っちゃうんで 怪我が治ったらやっぱり練習するし、でもずっと練習してるとやっぱどっかしらが痛いんで、何か大きい怪我でドンって一時的に休んで、なんだろう、こう気持ちのなんかこう格闘技を欲するみたいな気持ちができてくるから、
ハングリーさがまた出る。
毎日だときついと思うんですよね。
Of course, like training like every day, continually, forever, then eventually that's gonna like kind of eat into your motivation a little bit. But if you have like break times where because due to injury you have to sit out for a couple weeks, your body and your mind is telling you want to practice. So when you finally get back out there, you're really hungry to kick ass and take names.
So the injury keeps you motivated.
Yeah, and gives you time for the rest of the other smaller injuries in your body to take care of themselves too.
Wow.
また変な訳してんじゃないですか。
もちろん。He said, you're translating right? He's like, you're not changing what I'm saying, are you?
We don't know. No.
But and I think this is pretty obvious, the answer, but did he really enjoy competing on MMA, or he did that more because like I see many people doing like because they want to make money, or how was it with him? Like was it something that he very enjoyed, or he had other goals?
MMA の選手はだいたいこう目的がやるの楽しいか、そのお金欲しさとか、名前を作りたいとか、こういうようないろんなモチベーションあるんですけど、その桜庭自身はその MMA のやるモチベーションはどこにあったんでしょうか。
MMA のやれと言われてやらないって断ったって思われるのがめちゃくちゃなんか嫌だった。負けず嫌いなところじゃないですか。
So this is the same answer that he's given in the past to a similar question, like on why did he fight all these big guys who are so much larger than him or bigger than him? And basically he just didn't want to be thought of someone who says no. And so if somebody said, hey, would you want to try MMA? Yes. He didn't want to say no. He didn't want to be thought of somebody who would turn down the opportunity to show his skills. And so it didn't matter how scary the opponent was, he would always say yes.
So he doesn't really concentrate so much on the fear. He kind of blocks it out of his mind.
Well, the way that he says it is more like the fear is there, but if you're just waiting, like if you're standing in fear, the fear will just continue to grow. But if you just go ahead and move forward and be aggressive and attack, then you won't even have time to think about it.
I think that's amazing because I think a lot of people think guys like Sakuraba wouldn't have fear, but he's fighting these guys despite the fear.
よくね、桜庭さんは何も怖いものはないっていう見方はされてるんだろうけど、でもその恐怖がありながら前にガーっていくっていうのが筋。
怖いから自分は怖いからやっぱり行くしかないですよね。リングの中にもうカーン始まったらもう1対1じゃないですか。もうレフェリーのカーンが僕レフェリーなんてもう目に入んないです。やばい、こいつどうやってやっつけようってずっと考えて、もうだから行くしかないですよ。あとはさっきのようにフェイントバンバンかけてこさしてポンって入るとかしかないんで。
So in the ring, there's nowhere to go, and once the gong, once the gong is hit, it's you versus the other guy, and and so if you have that fear, it's better just to like face it head on right away because it's not like you're going to be able to run away anywhere. So he just goes in and tries to look for the technique that's going to give him the advantage.
What are some of the most memorable fights for him? Favorite fights in the private ring?
この試合は特にね、こう記憶に残るような試合はありますか、プライドで。
記憶何でも言われれば思い出しますけど、特にっていうのは一つ一つの試合の思い出はありますね。
Well, he says each fight had its own, and own interesting things that that he had that interested him about each fight. He can't really. It's hard for him to choose like just one fight because each challenge was so different.
Okay. And what about going forward? I've been to the Quintet event. It was amazing. I watched Craig compete. I watched you compete, and Kazushi was amazing. Where do you see that going? And what are your goals?
これからの話にはするんだけど、クインテットこの間見に行きましたんだけど、もう本当に素晴らしい大会だったんで、クレイグの、やってるのも、桜庭さんがやってるのも、見てて、本当に素晴らしいな。これからのクインテット、どうなるんですか？
どうなるんですか？どうなるんですか？
どうなるというか、これからのクインテットのイメージ、ビジョン。
もっと面白く、頭の中で、なんだろう、世界中の人が、見るなりやるなりしてくれるようになればいいかなって。だからアマチュアの大会とかも今年やりますし、また。
So the main goal, of course, is make it even more entertaining, make it even more fun to watch. He wants an event where people all over the world will want to take part, will want to watch, and so actually we're going to have a lot more amateur events this year to get more people involved.
子供とかでもできるように。
And he wants it to become a sport that even kids can join and have fun doing.
でもなんかだから少しずつやっぱり1回ずつ大会やりながらルールはやっぱり少しずつ変えていったりとかも思ってますしね。
So it's Quintet had its first year quite successful, and so but each event teaches us something, and so we've every time adjust the rules so that to keep aiming for the perfect rule set to make it the best event possible.
And how long does he himself see himself competing?
今からあと何年ぐらい試合に出たいと。
僕ですか？
はい。
僕はあとどんぐらいだろうな。
50年。
いやいや、死んでると思うんで、あと10年後ぐらいには死んでると思うんです。
やめてくれ。知らない
で、あと2、3年ぐらいですかね。
で
きれば。
I told him, how about another 50 years? He said, no, I'll be dead. But another 2-3 years. Another 2-3 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
ただもうやっぱり今でも練習に行くのがめんどくさいです。やっぱ練習をしたらやっぱ面白いんですよね。なんだろう。例えば今までできなかった技ができたり、今までできてた技ができなくて、あれこれどうやるんだっけとかっていろんな発見があるんで、そういう意味では本当練習をやるの楽しい。ただ行くのがめんどくさいっていう。
He says, at his age, like going to practice, going there is a pain in the ass. But once he gets there, he has so much fun because he has new discoveries every time. He's figured out moves that he wasn't able to do in the past, and now he can do. He's got moves that he can't do anymore, and so he figures out how to adjust them so that he can make them work. And he's always discovering new things when he's practicing, and that's what's exciting for him.
That's awesome.
Well, I think it's been an
人の
honor.
体ってなんか面白い作りしてるから面白い。人の体って面白い作りしてるから面白い。さっきもなんか足技かけてくれて、それに体重かけてやるっていうそういうなんだろう、その仕組みっていうかのテコの原理っていうのを使ってこう人を倒すことができるっていうのは面白い。
So the human body itself is just so fascinating to him. All the things that you can do with it, like all the things that you guys were faced with today, is him kind of discovering how to use physics of the human body against your opponent to work in your favor. And so that personally to him is incredibly interesting.
Awesome.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. So we want to say here that we really enjoyed working with him, and it was a huge honor for us. So a big thank you.
本当にね、一緒に今日一緒に仕事できても本当に楽しかったです。
あ、はい。
あと光栄です。ありがとうございました。
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.